I lived in Qingdao, China for 5 years, and I'm back in Qingdao now for a month and enjoying the wonderful culture here. But there are some things done in China that are totally different from the way that they are done in the West. Let's get into the top 10 things that are totally normal in China, but not at all in the West. And if you stay around until the end, you'll get to see a bonus thing as well. Number 1, no cash. China is a cashless society. Everybody pays by phone, either WeChat or Alipay. You want to buy something to eat at a restaurant? Pay by phone. Want to get a drink at Starbucks? Pay by phone. Buy a train ticket? Pay by phone. What about just a simple street fruit vendor? You got it, pay by phone. Yes, you can pay with cash, but you'll cause a lot of confusion if you try to do it, because no vendor or store is prepared these days to accept cash or give you change. So if you're coming here to travel, before you do, download both WeChat and Alipay on your phone and connect them up to your bank card so that you'll be ready to join this modern cashless society. Number 2, sidewalks are not just for pedestrians. When I first came to China, I was constantly surprised and a bit terrified when I'd be walking down the sidewalk and suddenly a small motorcycle would come zipping past me from behind. Yes, that's totally normal. Delivery guys on motorcycles and scooters are constantly riding down the sidewalk, as are regular folks on small electric bikes. No one blinks an eye at that. Just be aware you don't want to suddenly change direction on the sidewalk without looking over your shoulder first, because there may be a scooter or motorcycle coming up from behind you. But don't freak out, the rider will not run you down. I've never seen a collision between a scooter and a pedestrian on the sidewalk. So don't worry about it, just accept that's the way it's done here. Number 3, everything is delivered. Speaking of delivery, the reason you see so many delivery guys on scooters is because absolutely everything here is delivered. Are you hungry? Call up and have the food delivered. Need something from the convenience store? Have it delivered. Need coffee for that office meeting? Have it delivered. Delivery is a way of life in China, even for packages. If you order something online, it won't be mailed to you, it will be delivered. There really is no postal service anymore because everything is delivered. So something that would be mailed in the West gets delivered here by one of the delivery services. Number 4, no waiting in restaurants. In the West, when we go to a restaurant, we wait for the hostess to seat us at a table. Then we wait for the server to bring us a menu. Then we wait for the server to come back and take our order. When we're finished eating, wait for the server to bring us the bill so that we can pay and leave. None of that happens in China. You go to a restaurant, you find an open table that you like, you sit in it. You open up your phone, you scan the QR code right there on the table, and you order right off your phone. When you're ready to pay, scan that QR code and pay, and out you go from the restaurant. Quick and efficient. Number 5, free soup in restaurants. In many restaurants, you can get free soup. It might be rice porridge or some other grain porridge, common in winter. In the summer, it might be a small green bean soup, because that's considered healthy in summer. In my favorite dumpling restaurant, you get the enriched hot water that the dumplings were cooked in, considered very healthy and useful for helping you digest the dumplings. When you get free soup, you generally serve yourself. You just go up to the large pot in the common area, you ladle it into a bowl, and you take it back to your table. And by the way, not just free soup. In many restaurants, you also get free small dishes, perhaps vegetables or pickles. It's a very healthy way of eating and a nice little perk. Number 6, cheap, nutritious meals. In China, eating out is very inexpensive, but that doesn't mean that you don't get good nutrition. In the West, you can get cheap food at a fast food restaurant, but you're going to get a lot of fried food, a lot of fat, and not much in the way of vegetables except maybe a piece of lettuce and a thinly sliced tomato on your burger. In China, you can eat cheaply and get very nutritious meals. My wife and I ate at our favorite noodle shop. I had the fried noodles with egg and tomato and bok choy, and she had the noodle soup, also with egg, tomato, and bok choy. And the total cost for both of us, $5. $5! You can barely buy a hot dog in the US for $5. When we eat at our favorite dumpling restaurant, the total cost for us is right around $10. Even when we go out to a higher-end restaurant, it's not expensive. We met a friend for lunch. We had a huge feast. Lots of dishes. Total cost for all four of us, less than $40. Number 7, no tipping. Speaking of restaurants, in China, the price you see on the menu is the price you pay. There's no tax and there's no tipping. Even in Europe, where service may be included, it's customary to leave €1 or €2. But in China, you don't tip at all. Not for the restaurant, not for taxis or DDs, not for the housekeeper, not for the barber, not for anyone. One of the things that has gotten totally out of hand in the US is this culture of tipping. You go to Starbucks and you just order a simple coffee and they want you to tip. And they don't want you to tip just a little bit. Now the standard tip rate suggested is 18%, going up to 25%. But not in China, no tipping. Why? People are paid a reasonable wage. They're not relying on their tips to make a living. So nobody tips. Leave the idea of tipping behind when you come to China. Number 8, free public transportation for seniors. In most cities in China, seniors age 60 and older can get a free bus and subway card that never runs out of money. In some cities, the age is 65, and in a very few cities, the age requirement is 70, but in most cities, it's just 60 years old. And not just for Chinese citizens. I'm not a Chinese citizen, not at all, but I got the card. All I had to do was go to the Public Service Center, show them my passport to prove my age, and they issued me the senior free bus and subway card, complete with my picture on it, which they took right off my passport. Very clever. And whenever I use my card on the bus or the subway, I just tap the little machine and it talks. And what it says, I really like, because it says, "Respect the old card." Number 9, one-stop medical services. In the US, if you're sick, you go to see the doctor. If the doctor prescribes you some medicine, now you have to go to the pharmacy to fill it. If the doctor orders some tests, now you have to schedule at some facility to get those tests, whether it's a scan or blood drawn or something else. And scheduling that may take weeks. And then you get the bills. You're going to get a bill from the doctor. You're going to get a bill from the testing facility. What if you have to go to the hospital? Now you're really going to get bills. You'll get a bill from the hospital. You'll get a bill from each doctor at the hospital. You'll get a bill from the radiologist or the anesthesiologist or any other specialist at the hospital. You are inundated in bills. But not in China. In China, you go to the hospital to see any doctor. Most doctors don't work out of private offices. They all work in the hospital. And you can find all types of doctors in the hospital. If the doctor orders medication for you, you go right there to the hospital pharmacy to fill it. If the doctor needs you to take some tests, you take those tests right there in the hospital. And most tests you can take the same day or maybe the next day. No running around to different places. And no surprises on the bill because you pay with your phone for each service right as you go. Number 10, one-stop shopping. In the US, of course, there are lots of shopping malls, and you can get all kinds of things there. Clothing, hats, shoes, sporting goods, whatever you're looking for. Except groceries. You never find a grocery store in a shopping mall in the United States. But in China, every shopping mall has a grocery store right there. No running all over town. Just go to your local shopping mall, buy some shoes, get a t-shirt, have your nails done, and then go buy your groceries. Shopping done. And now the bonus. Beer. You want to buy some Qingdao beer from a vending machine? You can. Just step right up, pay by your phone, and fill that plastic bottle with beer and take it away. That's certainly a unique thing in China. So there you have it. 10 things that are totally normal in China, but definitely not in the West. Were you surprised by anything? Let me know about it in the comments. I'd love to hear. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Please hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified when I post other videos like this, and please give this video a like. And finally, a little cultural message for my male viewers. Next time you're in the men's room, take heed and follow the instructions on this sign.